Well, hello there, YouTube, and welcome to a beautiful Wednesday, the 19th of June. Sparky. Only 57 degrees out here right now. It was 45 last night. That felt pretty cool. Let's go ahead and bust off hump day. What you think? What do you think, Sparky? He's looking at me. God, love these mornings. Very nice out there. Yeah. So this is a 2011, I believe, Spyder RT. Just did a used vehicle inspection for it. A nice young couple just purchased this thing, and it had come in so soon that it hadn't had the used vehicle inspection before I'm done it yet. So the people that had this, they discovered the benefits of the 1330 and traded this in on a used 1330 that we had. But other than that, this thing's, other than the benefits of a 1330 Ace, this thing's in perfect shape. So the new owners will take off and enjoy many miles on an old 990 Spyder RT. Very cool. Well, let's take the Freedom Spyder for a ride. I say freedom because somebody's got freedom painted across the back. That's kind of cool. That's cool. Man, what a wonderful day. It's just been fantastic out here today. So 26,000 miles. I think that's not too bad. She's still a youngin'. Really clean. Whoever had it previously obviously took very good care of it. And before we received it, I don't know if the previous customer did it or the dealer it was purchased from did it, but it's got brand new OEM tires on it. You always look back to make sure the little bag you ran over exited out the other side. You don't want to be going down the road carrying a passenger, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I'm surprised everything's in really good shape. So if you guys, the one benefit of these older twins is that, the majority of people want the 1330 Ace for obvious reasons. So you can get these twins at a smoking deal. And but a couple of things you want to watch for. A couple of scary things that I see is two things. Well, let's just say one thing mainly. Super low miles. I mean, we've had these things come in with like 2,000 miles and it's a 2010. The problem with that, if it wasn't stored correctly, mice love Spyders and they will eat stuff up. And if they got low miles and they haven't been ridden a lot, a couple of scary things with that is, did the previous owner, was he one of those guys that goes out and fires it up every couple of weeks, not taking it for a ride? That is really, really, really bad. So the low mile ones that haven't been ridden a bunch, what we see is, clutch problems, water pump problems, because they just sit and rot. They like to be ridden. BMW actually has a thing in their warranty that you have to ride the bike at least 100 miles a month. Now, this is just for the fuel system. Like, don't be coming to BMW going, my injector's a plug and I expect you to pay for it, because they're not. Because they can look and see the bike needs to be ridden at least 100 miles a month. So we live here in the Pacific Northwest. That's almost an impossibility to make that happen. So, do what you can. But whatever you do, never under any circumstances fire it up and just let it sit there and run in your garage, out in your driveway, whatever. It needs to be ridden. BRP's got pretty much a standard rule. We'll just stick with BRP because we're riding a Spyder. We got to go down here and take the loop, the infamous loop. There used to be a road that went straight out. But anyway, BRP, you know, for checking their oil, even doing an oil change, anything like that, is a minimum of a 9-mile ride. 9 miles. And when you come back, it needs to be on level ground. You know, it's a Spyder, so it needs to be, you know, X and Y. It needs to be level. And let it idle for 3 minutes. Do not touch the throttle for 3 minutes. Just let it sit there and idle. And shut her down. And on these, you can pretty much check them right away. I like to wait 1 minute. So let's talk about 1330 real quick. You come back from a 9-mile ride, same thing, let it idle on level ground for 10 minutes. 10 has to be 10 minutes. Don't touch if you touch the throttle, start your counter over again. You got to wait another 10 minutes, because when you do that, you rush oil out of the sump system into vital parts of the engine. And on a 1330, you need to check and decide whether you need to add anything within 2 minutes. So shut it off, immediately check it. And if you need to add oil and you want to check the level after you add the oil, you need to do that within 2 minutes, which is very easy to do. But yeah, if you're the old school, which is like really old, if you think you need to circulate the fluids, cranks, I mean seals aren't going flat because it's sitting. There's no benefit to circulate the oil through the engine. If you're driving it properly and not building a bunch of condensation in there, you're never going to have a problem. Prep it for winter storage and leave it, unless you can take it for a minimum of a 9-mile ride. But letting it sit and idle in your garage, oh well, I let the fan cycle a few times. It is not the same. Riding it fun, and like on a Spyder, absolutely not the same, because you need to keep it over 4,000 RPM to purge the evap system. And you know, the Spyders are the ones that are so meticulous about that because of the centrifugal clutch these old twins have. But really, your motorcycle is doing the same thing. That electronic purge valve doesn't just open while it's sitting there in the garage. So instead of venting off that condensation out of your crankcase, it's just hovering in there. When you're riding it, the purge valve's opening up and evacuating that stuff. Man, just don't do it. No matter what, don't do it. You'll come back with plugged injectors and an engine that's just junk, because it builds all that condensation inside there. Doesn't matter how long you let it idle in the fan cycles. You need to ride it. Don't ever do that. I think I've beaten that to death over the years. But so that's a scary thing when these things have really low miles, is someone goes, oh, I need to go out there and fire it up every once in a while. Well, if you let them set too long, then you end up with phase separated fuel, and things are rotting. The little critters with the little long tails are rolling through it. You know, you need to ride it some. You need to get it out, get it fully heat cycled riding it. Because what happens, these things, man, the throttle bodies lock up. It's actually the plates locking up, but you can't replace that fly-by-wire motor, so you have to replace the throttle bodies, and that's really expensive and very labor intensive as well. So yeah, you can find good deals on these things, but man, you need to have somebody. And we have people do this a lot. They'll a Spyder will show up on a flatbed. The seller will agree to let you take it to a dealer and have them hook it up to Bud's, fire it up, make sure she runs, and take her for a ride and get everything all warmed up, make sure everything's good. Because these things are famous for, you know, the map sensor hoses rotting, water pumps leaking, a lot of things that, you know, if they're not ridden a lot, those things come about. So buyer beware is what I gotta say. We still work on them all, it don't matter, or even 08s, which is over the 10-year mark, because all the tools, all the computers, everything's all the same. You just, I mean, when bikes fundamentally change at a point that, you know, we can't get special tools, we can't get parts, that's not the case with Spyders. You can get everything for them. Alright, thanks for coming along for a rip. Oh, it's got their name on there. You better not be looking. They're coming to get her. So, thanks for coming for a ride on a 2011 Spyder RTS. It's weird the cover doesn't match. Somebody replaced it with something else, or maybe that was a style or something, who knows. Alright, I'm gonna bounce. We'll see you. So, I've been asked this question several times, and just got asked yesterday, so I'm gonna answer this. When I refer to right click, I'm referring to movements on the joystick, and then up and down. It's just a joystick. Alright, so I've had people where they can't get their clock into 24-hour or 12-hour mode. Well, if you're not saying okay at the end, they're finding it, but if you're not saying okay at the end, it ignores it. So hit the home button, which is straight in on the joystick. Go down to settings, click over, go to clock, and then the very first tab is your AM, PM, 24-hour. So that's 24-hour format. There is no AM, PM. So right now it is, what is that, 20 after 4 or something? Yeah, 4:07 it is. I'm looking at secondhand. So you go down to PM. Good Lord, I'm sorry. I know to keep my phone in airplane mode when I'm recording. Like a knucklehead, I didn't. So a call, and then the air compressor kicked on. So let's get back to the clock. So clock, select your P. If you want to go 24 hours, make sure you're in AM or PM. Go right click, right click, right click again until you see, till you hit that green checker mark. Let's do this again. So clock, PM, 410, right, right, one more right, and you're checking that box. Doom, doom. You have to hit the green check box. Oops, I mean to go in. And you just keep left clicking to kick out if you want. That's in military. So, it's just as easy as that. Sorry about the glare coming through the front door. But that's all you do. And she'll stay. Here's my next two alignments. What's the odds? And oh, this is the base model F3. Look what it's got. It's got the Ryker dash. And looks like the barber kit fender on there. No rear pegs. That's cool, man. That's the kind of Spyder I'd like. Just plain and simple, bare bones. Just go out and have fun. That's like the Spyder version of a Ryker, almost. Just naked and go out and have fun. It's windier than holy heck out there.
Yes.
I'm getting some major sun flare, light flare or something. Anyway, let's roll out.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Wind and all.
I know it.
Well, hello there, YouTube. Man, I thought it was going to rain out here today, or this evening. And now at the end, we got this last little throes of sunset going on out there.
Pretty.
Which actually, we're still about 20 minutes before sunset. Just that mountain tree thing, you know.
Yeah.
But it is 56, probably 55 now. Degrees out here. I don't think it was that cool when we left this morning.
No.
It was flat cold this morning when we got up. 45, whatever it was.
Yeah.
feels like wintertime out here. What in the heck is going on?
I know you can't go from 90s to 40s.
Yeah.
That's too much.
Summer solstice is a day or two away. Yeah, a couple days away. Crazy. Man. So this morning, Kurt, his day's off. Well, he's got BMW training, Matt upstairs, and so we all had to sit down and do a webinar on the new CBR S1000RR. Man, there's way more going on with that motorcycle than I had any clue. Man, that thing is a rolling technical marvel. Holy moly. Man, that thing's a factory road race bike with lights on it. That thing's crazy. Man, the technology in that thing, I told you guys, there's nothing the same. Literally everything has changed. Man, I had just no idea the depths of how much everything's changed. Like, drastically. When I said they threw the old blueprints away and started with a blank sheet of paper, that's exactly what they did. Pretty crazy. I mean, I'm super impressed with all that's going on in that thing. But that's kind of fun doing a webinar for that there, talking to, if this goes over well, they may do more of those. So that was very fun, and it kept your attention the whole time too, really well. And there was a lot of us there because there's a little chat room off to the side that you can see running, and a lot of people asking questions and stuff. It's really cool. So that was fun. But anyway, good day. It was beautiful out most of the day. I don't know where all the clouds came as we came home at the end of the day. I was pondering going for another ride, but out it's cold, it's windy. I thought, we'll wait for a nicer day. Yes. But anyway, on that, we're going to roll out on you.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same smoke time, same smoke channel. Don't forget to give her a thumbs up, and you guys have a wonderful Thursday or Friday.
Heck yeah. Yeah, tomorrow's Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday already.
We got some visitors from up north and the next country up.
Yeah.
Should be here tomorrow, right?
Yes.
So it'll be cool meeting Doug and his friend. And,
yeah.
Whatever else I got going on tomorrow, I don't know yet.
We'll see you then.
We'll find out when I get there.
Yep.
All right.
You guys take care.
We'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care now. Bye-bye.